Well, the 1997 Super League season proved to be a bit of a watershed as far as the history of the Leeds Rugby League Football Club was concerned. It had a new name for the first time in 100 years. Leeds Rhinos was adopted, and a lot of high-profile pre-match entertainment. There was a much turnaround in player personnel. I've got with me to discuss the season in depth Peter Smith, the Rugby League reporter from the Yorkshire Evening Post, and the Leeds assistant coach, Damien McGrath. Damien, if we can start with you, a big change round in player personnel from the previous season.
Big change round over the last 3 years. We almost went in with a completely new squad, host of young players and some players who had experience but weren't really proved in this country.
And Peter, I think from your point of view, a much better club to report on than would have been happening in the previous season.
Oh, it certainly was. You talked about watershed. It sort of went from washout to watershed, really. There was some tremendous matches. I don't think you could argue with the entertainment value. Hearts Headingley last season, there were some really superb games, some fantastic tries, and one or two matches that were really in the balance until not just the last minute, but the last second. There were several games that were in injury time, and you can't really do better than that for entertainment value. And of course, the pre-match entertainment turned things around a lot as well. It was a much happier place to visit Headingley in 1997 than it had been the previous season.
Well, the season opened with the cup encounters, away at Whitehaven, and then 2 home games against Dewsbury, and in the quarter-final, Featherstone Rovers.
Again, is he under the post? The referee goes, consults the in-goal judge, and awards a try under the post to Anthony Fannell. It's been a long time coming, but Leeds finally on the score sheet. Newton dropped off inside, ball was for Mercer. Mercer heading for the line. Can he get the ball away? He can for Hassan under the post. So Leeds has scored again. Lawford again. Shot balls from Morley. Morley ploughing through there. Stretches out and scores a try. Looked to offload it back flip and then decided to stretch out and score the try himself. A good ball from Lawford there. Damien Gibson. Sterling. Oh, Sterling's away now. Has he got the legs? Oh, he's going to score under the post. Well, a try out of nothing for Leeds. Sterling goes down to the side of the post. Well tackled there. Wayne Collins is in at dummy half quickly, and Leeds have got options on both sides of the ruck. And they use the short side with Barry McDermott, and this time there's no stopping him. He hasn't got the football. That's a try. In the gap. And now it's Lawford again. Collins pushing out McDermott, finding Cummins now. He puts Sterling in at the corner. A well-worked try there by Leeds. Leeds win the scrum, and Barry McDermott at standoff pushed his way through. Gets the ball away. Cinderlair, the gap's open for Cinderlair. And Cinderlair's in under the post for a try. So good play there from Leeds at the scrum. Can't get the ball away. Collins is in at dummy half. That should have been a penalty to Leeds. Lawford spots a gap. Early ball there for Cinderlair. Cinderlair, long ball out for Adam Hughes. Hughes is in at the corner. Kevin Brown running with the football. Looks to go himself. Gets the ball back there for Mercer. Gavin Brown, class play. Hold them up there. Try to get him, Mercer. In the centre of the field now with Dean Lawford. Allroyd's out wide there. He's looking to bring Barry McDermott through the charge. McDermott's there, but going for the line and pulling 4 Dewsmen with him. He was looking for support there, and the support was held back. Lawford again puts a kick over the line. There could be something here for Leeds. Gary Mercer, the first try then for Leeds within the first set of 6. Gary Mercer over for the try. Dewsbury caught short out there with a kick. What a surely to the right now. In fact, McDermott over for the try. That's a try under the post. Lovely ball from Wayne Collins. Just when fooled the defence there by moving the players out wide. Graham Allroyd came to his right, and Collins then slipped the inside ball to Barry McDermott, who ploughed in underneath the post. Exactly line with Wayne Collins looking for Graham Allroyd. Heinz Allroyd, and Allroyd running with the football. There could be something here for Adam Hughes. Adam Hughes is going for the corner, steps inside. That's a try to Adam Hughes. It's so easy. Good pass from Graham Allroyd there. And that was a fantastic set of 6 from Leeds. Started in their own half, really.
Taking the ball in. It's the last tackle now, so what will Leeds do? Will they decide to run it with Allroyd?
Long passes out for McDermott. McDermott ploughs for the line and gets the ball down for the try right on half-time. Lovely ball from Holroyd again. Tremendous play from Leeds.
Again, 6th tackle. Dewsbury looking for the ball to be moved.
Leeds again now with Anthony Farrell. He's heading for the post. He's held up short. But Dewsbury have got men on that far side lacking in numbers there.
Wayne
Leeds.
Collins from dummy half has
Goes
ploughed over.
for his first try for the club.
And how many times have we seen Leeds concede tries in dummy half from hookers ploughing over? And again,
From dummy half, finds a good ball, that's out to Sheridan. A long ball out to Kemp. Kemp just moving the ball along the line. Farrell slips. Back to it goes well there, back to Kemp, and if Kemp steps back inside when the overlap was on, but it may not matter because Adrian Morley's heading for the line now. Spins the ball out to Hassan. Hassan looks to put Adam Hughes in at the corner. That's a walk in for Adam Hughes. That was good football from Leeds, and a walk in there for Adam Hughes.
and Leeds refusing to let the ball
By
die
Kemp.
there.
And Sheridan, short ball there for Mercer. Mercer plonks the ball down over the line. Lovely short ball again from Ryan Sheridan. His short passing game really is a joy to behold. Over for the try. Looking there to come inside and take the ball. Sheridan now. Can Leeds finish off with a try? Kemp. McDermott. McDermott's
Here's the hat-trick.
And here's the hat-trick. Well, there'll be no more popular choice of a hat-trick than Barry McDermott's this afternoon.
And we said that perhaps the crowd would be pleased if Barry McDermott went in for his hat-trick, and there's a lot of fans.
Can't do so. Well clamped there by Roy Powell and Danny Baker. And now it's Farrell's turn. Farrell will just go forward. That's his game. That's what he does best. Newton finds Kemp. Kemp running with the football inside. Ball there taken on by Barry McDermott. Is this going to be the first try for Leeds? It is indeed. Tremendous play from Kemp there. What a great try from Barry McDermott.
What a fantastic pass from Tony Kemp. A wonderful move on the last tackle. It really looked as though Leeds were
Need
static.
a short Kemp and we're up to the last tackle. Farrell, will he go over himself from dummy half? He will. That's a try to Leeds from dummy half, and that's a sloppy try to concede. How many times have we seen Leeds concede tries like that?
Well, certainly it means this season. And
Runs
Leeds
himself straight through Paddy Hanley. That's good running from Mercer. 10 metres from the Featherstone line. And Leeds, all Leeds at the moment on the attack. Comes out here to Tony Kemp. Kemp puts Marcella through a gap. That's going to be the first try for the club for Martin Marcella. And he's going round under the post. Lovely try for Leeds. Lovely play there all the way up the field. That try looked on from the minute Leeds got the football.
That's right. Soon as
Straight down the middle of the field, Martin Marcella. Now the ball in the hands of Sheridan. Sheridan looks to spin the ball out to Kemp, looking for the run around now to bring the backs in. Sheridan runs himself, splits the defence there. Oh, that's Damien Gibson in for the try. That's a try to Leeds. And again, they've scored within 6 tackles to restore that advantage.
Well, you predicted it there, you called it just right. The last time, Leeds wasted no time in going up the field after Featherstone had scored to put them on the
They've got it, and they've got the ball out.
Rightly so, Leeds looking to bring Barry McDermott back.
Kemp. That's a lovely ball for Cummins. Cummins steps now as he got the legs. Cummins, that could be the winning try for Leeds. It's a bit early to say that, but Cummins is going to go around under the post. Well, he would have to kick the goals this afternoon. Lovely break there, lovely ball from Kemp, and Cummins in over for the try, just to the left of the post.
And
Newton then finds Lawford. Lawford to Holroyd. Holroyd will look to spin that ball across to Sheridan. Looks for the run around. Lovely ball out for Cummins. Cummins, easy, it's too easy. Great run there from Francis Cummins. Lovely try. Finishing off there with a flourish, Leeds. Lovely ball from Holroyd again.
magnificent interplay again between the half-backs, and that just sums up the day for Leeds. Featherstone have tried gamely. They get pulled into touch on their own 30, and Leeds first of all used the brute force of Barry McDermott to bludgeon their way.
I think, Damien, the team were just gelling as a unit at that time.
Yes, for the spectators and the staff, it was an unknown quantity. The team, it was very new, lots of new faces. The players were getting to know each other as well as the staff getting to know the players. So we were happy that the opposition that we faced maybe wasn't as strong as it could have been, and it gave us a chance to bed down for the season, really.
And Peter, through to our 5th semi-final in a row, but once again it was Bradford Bulls.
Yeah, I think that's what people expected all the way along. It looked like it was going to be another Leeds and Bradford semi-final, and from Leeds' point of view it was a big disappointment, but obviously it wasn't the embarrassment of the previous year. I think the headline in the Yorkshire Evening Post said out but not down, and that about summed it up. It was a courageous performance by Leeds, and I think it showed a few people that Leeds meant business this season. Leeds weren't a soft touch. The fact that Bradford were complaining after the game about alleged rough tactics by Leeds brought a certain bit of wry amusement to some Leeds supporters, and it showed that this was a Leeds team that could compete with the very best.
And I think that was one policy that we did have this season, in that we were very upfront with the defence.
Yes, it was a stated aim of the the coaching staff that we would try and change the weaknesses of previous years, and defence was something that everybody put the finger on. As I said, although we were beaten, we were far from disappointed. It really augured well for what was to come.
So Wembley wasn't to be, at least not for the Rhinos in 1997, but the Super League season had opened a week prior with a home game against Oldham. And I think, Peter Smith, it was a much better atmosphere at the game, which was noticeable immediately.
That's right. Leeds really were making an effort with the pre-match entertainment this season. There was the introduction of, first of all, Ronnie the Rhino, who was an almost instant hit with the supporters, and he's the best mascot in Super League by a long way, and that really cheered a lot of people up. That got the young kids involved, and the whole atmosphere developed on from there. It was becoming more of a family atmosphere at Headingley, as opposed to some of the rather dour atmospheres we've had in the past, and it really seemed to work, and it seemed to inspire the players at crucial moments in some big games.
Australia, and now Tony Kemp looking to run. Short ball there was for Barry McDermott. That was a good, clever pass there, and Leeds from that Oldham try line. Collins again at dummy half. There should be something here for Leeds. Can there be something? Can Cummins get over in the corner? Oh, he's held up. He's got the ball down. That's going to be a try, I think, to Leeds immediately there, and a try to Francis Cummins straight out of the top draw there. Lovely ball.
On the board from the missed conversion. Leeds have run it quickly, and there's gaps out wide if Blackmore can get in here, and he's taken on his opposite number. He's turned it inside for Sterling, and Sterling scored.
Tremendous there. Very quick play the ball from Leeds, and quick tapping there, and Kemp is very adept at that.
We saw it when he played for Leeds when he first joined us. He did it in.
So the ball comes back from Maloney for the kick, and it's been charged down by Adrian Morley. He's not aware of where that's gone, and that's going to sit over Francis Cummins. That's a try to Leeds. Oh, tremendous try there. Adrian Morley hadn't a clue. I think the ball hit him full fair on the head, but it's set up lovely for Leeds, and Cummins goes in under the post. That's an absolute gem of a try to score. What a lucky bounce, but really Leeds played for that with Adrian Morley. Really Leeds need to be scoring now, because if they don't, Wayne Collins is over, is he, for a try? The Ingo just stood there. That's going to be a try for Wayne Collins. So clever thinking just before half-time for Wayne Collins.
Important try for Wayne Collins just on the stroke of half-time. Leeds desperately. Quick tap from Wayne Collins. Kemp. Sheridan.
Ball for Sheridan. Sheridan now could do one of these short passing games. In fact, he finds Gary Mercer. Mercer's put Blackmore through the gap, and Blackmore is in for the try. Yes, that's a try. So Leeds, who finished with a try, have started with a try. 41 minutes gone, and Leeds over for a try, and Richie Blackmore second, and a lovely short ball there from Mercer.
Well, again, Oldham are penalised.
In the last 10 minutes, both sides must be feeling the effects. Morley, here's one person who hasn't slowed down. Oh, Morley! Now he's going to be a try. This will win the game for Leeds. He's under the post. Adrian Morley from inside his own half when he got the ball. Left everyone for dead there, and as you said earlier on, Phil, he likes to score tries. Well, he certainly scored one now.
That's right. His player deserves his place in the team.
Good and there goes the hooter mercifully for everyone here. Leeds Rhinos get off the Super League campaign with a win. 32 points to 22. Not convincing in all its stages, but Leeds 2 second half tries to go with the 4 they'd scored in the first half. Was at 20-10 at half time, and Leeds opened the scoring when Blackmore went over in the 41st minute. So Leeds had scored a try either side of half time. A referee roundly booed off the field. That won't bother John Connolly. He's been booed off in worse places than Headingley. Imagine being booed off at Batley. It's much better to be booed off in pleasurable surroundings. Crompton then scored for Oldham on 50th minute, and Maloney converted after a forward pass. Aitchison then scored an easy try for Oldham. Again Maloney converted, and suddenly it was 24-22 and Leeds were struggling. A penalty from Francis Cummins on 68 minutes relieved some sort of pressure, and then right on 73 minutes Adrian Morley burst through inside his own half, took Aitchison on, went over for the try.
Well, Dean, how would you rate today's performance?
I'm very pleased, first and foremost, to get the 2 points. That was the most important thing. There's certain aspects of our play, naturally, that we have to tidy up on, but there's a lot of positives out of today's game, and I was very pleased with the defence for most of the part. We had a bit of a quiet spell after about 20 minutes, but what we'd done before that, tremendously.
It's very important now that we go into the Paris game all fired up. Obviously Bradford to think about as well in a couple of weeks.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got Paris in front of us, and you know, Paris are a totally different side these days. A team full of Australians, so you know, just saying that, obviously they're gonna be a lot stronger than they were last season.
But overall, quite happy with today's performance.
Oh yeah, very pleased, and you know, we can work on a few things, and you know, as long as we keep sort of making positive steps week by week, you know, we'll get there.
Breaking the first line of defence, Mercer runs straight into the waiting arms of the Paris defenders. Number 27 there was Phil Perryman. And Morley again, and that's going to be a rule for Leeds this evening. That's a try to Leeds, and it's a try to Adrian Morley. Well, he likes his Chardonnay Stadium, does Adrian Morley, and he's in for the first try of the evening there. And again, long ball finds Allroyd. Allroyd will look to move that ball out there, gets it to Kemp. Kemp really, Leeds need to work there. Oh, that's a terrible Kemp, and the wrong option taken again by Leeds there. Overlap on that far side. Kemp gets the ball away through the back door for Sterling. Sterling puts the hammer down. Has he got the legs for the corner? He's up with, can he go himself? Sterling is in for a try, over in the corner. At last Leeds put it together, but there was a terrible pass in there from someone. Short now, quickly playing the ball, Mercer. Trying for the line, is there a try? Referee's looking there. Says that he's just held up short. His back plays a football in the arms of Farrell. Farrell's long passes for Allroyd. Allroyd puts it down, but it goes behind. And now Cummins is in the corner. So Leeds take the lead again. Above ball head, and Allroyd put it down, but it went behind him. There was no suspicion of a knock-on. Gary Mercer. Well, Leeds will look to use, I think, Adrian Morley at some point in this 36. Allroyd goes himself now. Can he get the ball away? He does to his mate Francis Cummins. Cummins is in the corner. Class play from Graham Allroyd. Well, police. He's injured there in the tackle. Slowly gets to his feet and goes down again injured. Long ball out there for Allroyd. Allroyd stepping, going himself. Allroyd's in for the try. That's the clincher for Leeds. Well, try it again, Allroyd.
I think that was really one of the top performances of the season away at Paris, Damien.
It was. Paris had just had a very good win away at Sheffield the week before, and Sheffield were well fancied to do well in Super League. They were cock-a-hoop, a whole range of Australians across, a top quality coach in Peter Mulholland, and we were really going there as the underdogs, but we came away with a comprehensive victory. And again, it augured well for the rest of the season. It began to get across to people just how committed the team was, both on and off the field, to be successful.
Newton finds Sheridan to Allroyd. Allroyd moving the ball along the line. Masella looks to break himself. Can't get the ball away there, Masella. Little tap by Imanga. Mercer going himself. Takes a big hit there short of the line, across the chest again as the referee. Leeds using that short side, a long ball here could create something for Leeds. Darian Gibson's in for the Leeds first try of the evening. Long ball there from Allroyd. So last Leeds have something to show for a bit of promise in the second half. Dummy half finds Lawford. Lawford's ball is to Allroyd, who's moved it back to standoff. Going through the gap there, Allroyd. Core just couldn't go there. Good defence. Vasilakopoulos in again at dummy half. Battle spins out of tackles. Can't get the ball away. Gets it back away to Vasilakopoulos now. Mercer. He will just run straight and forward. And scampers over for a try. I hope he's going to be good. He's got him Mercer that he's worked hard tonight. Some poor defending there from Halifax. Leeds was stood still when that ball started going. They'd rather stay in the field of play. Vasilakopoulos again up to Lawford. Lawford's long pass there. Goes over the top of Graham Allroyd, but he's picked up by Adrian Morley. He gets the ball away to Mercer. Mercer going himself. He's got Rivet with him now. Can he get the ball away? Oh, up the touchline side, Rivet. Good play from Leroy Rivet. Still going. Is he going in for a try? He's going in for a try. Leroy Rivet. Well, what a great play there from the winger. Tuckman on the outside. A lovely ball from Gary Mercer. The Leeds right back in this game now at 24 points to 16 with the kick to come.
Well, after the defeat at Halifax, in which Leroy Rivet scored an absolutely sensational try, Leeds had 3 home games in 12 days. All were won or lost in the dying seconds. And Damien, at first, the first game, Wigan, marked the debut of the Welsh wizard, Iestyn Harris.
Yes, it was the first of Leeds' big signings under the new regime of Gary Hetherington and Paul Caddick. Although we were trying to build very much a homespun team and instill loyal players to the cause, when a player of Iestyn's ability became available, given his age, he was a sound investment, and he came on and added that instant touch of class which provided a try for Phil Hassan and instantly endeared him to the crowd.
And gets the tackle from Talek. Harris again. Masella. Desperate defence now from Wigan.
Will we see the step from Harris?
Here he is, and there it was, almost through. Support from Hassan, and Hassan, did he ground the ball? Did he get the ball down?
Yes,
says Stuart Cummings. But it was Iestyn Harris who created the try for Phil Hassan. He's only been on for seconds.
This is the kick through from Blackmore. It came off the Wigan player, and Blackmore did well Even though Rydlinski had the football, one-on-one, you can pinch it. And that's you see why the referee is wiping the towel. Farrell then later on put it away. We called for the step. The Welsh wizard did it. Hassan down on the inside. Fumbled with it, but either way, downward pressure. Third time Harris touches the football, he creates the try.
He was on his own, no one had gone with him. Newton's there now. Newton looking for support.
Leeds have to be careful. You saw 3 dummy halves there, supposed to retire 5.
Here's
They're
Harris
going to be
again.
cautious.
Harris again to Holroyd. Out wide it goes to Hassan. Hassan for the corner, gets the try. His second. Tremendous strength from the young Hassan. And there's another from the Wigan area. He joined from Wigan St Pat's. And how important might that try be against the Wigan Warriors?
Good play from Leeds. They ran with the power play. Did not opt for the kick. If they got into the situation. Holroyd out wide, but what on earth was Gary Connolly doing here? He had him set up. Connolly would have come through. Johnson was caught. He should have made it. He went far too high. Slipped off the top. But let's not take anything away from Hassan. Harris's skills. You see how we just sucked in 3 players there. Holroyd step out wide. Johnson had gone in off the wing. Over the top from Connolly. Hassan
On Monday that won the points for Salford from Steve Blakely. And it's going to be a drop goal here from Andy Farrell that's going to win this match for Wigan. Because it's time up here at Headingley. Next tackle, and that'll be the end of it. The ball will go out. And there's the siren. Tony Smith punches the air with delight. Andy Farrell hugs everyone in sight. First time that Tony Smith has been on the winning Wigan side, and Farrell's drop goal wins this.
The following week saw St Helens visitors to Headingley, and again the game was decided in the dying seconds of the game, but this time, Peter Smith, it went in Leeds' advantage.
Yeah, it was one of the most sensational finishes I think probably ever seen at Headingley. St Helens came to Headingley unbeaten as cup holders and Super League champions, and it was a really tremendous game. I think it was a game that probably kick-started Leeds' season, really. The team defended extremely well, took their chances when they came along, and the finish is something I don't think anyone will ever forget. Bobby Goulding scored a try just to the side of the posts, took plenty of time with the conversion attempt in injury time, and somehow managed to hit a post with the kick, which really sent the crowd wild, and it was just an unforgettable finish to a marvellous game.
Collins is in at dummy half. We'll move the ball to Harris. Back to Sheridan. Sheridan now finds Harris. Harris looping Phil Hassan coming round, but Matauti read the play well there, and certainly Phil Hassan felt the weight of Matauti's tackle.
And again, credit Phil Hassan for still trying to look for a way of getting the ball out, even though he was going backwards. That's a great with St Hilaire. Spotted a gap acting half back and did well.
Takes play into that 20-metre area. Now Yestin Harris has the ball in his hands, and that's a good sign for Leeds. Crossfield kick comes in there. Sterling's in for the try. Sterling's in for the first try for Leeds. The referee played the advantage there. Leeds were all onside. He put his arms up straight away, and what he's done there is they've beaten St Helens at their own game.
That's right. How many times have we seen Bobby Goulding do that? Yeah, now do the work for 2, and Collins is back on, and have Leeds weathered the storm.
Oh, Harris, that's a good play. Harris is... Oh, Gibson there, and really Leeds took the wrong option because Harris put Morley through a gap, and Leeds came back inside instead of going outside. Harris's kicks for the corner, Sterling's chasing, Sullivan's chasing, and Saints have kicked the ball dead. Well, you're rattled now, St Helens, you're really rattled now. Blast forward Mercer, just 5 metres short now, Leeds. On the north stand side, Harris is at first receiver, that's what you'd want in this situation. Harris gets the ball now, a long ball comes out there to Holroyd. Holroyd, is it his moment of glory? Ooh, and not a very good pass from Holroyd. He put Jamie Matthew under all sorts of pressure. The ball goes back to Harris. Are we going to have a drop at goal from Yestin Harris? We are indeed. That's straight through the middle, the referee signals, and Leeds have got a 13 points to 8 lead now. With a drop goal to Harris. The kick's just to the right of the post. Goulding comes in now. He's not the type of player who's going to miss this. He realises what it means to St Helens. They've got out of jail tonight, Phil, again. In the last couple of minutes of the game again. Goulding kicks now. Oh, you missed it! Oh, you missed it! Well, what a beauty! You beauty, Bobby Goulding! What an acre! He missed the ball! Oh, that's tremendous from Leeds! 13 points to 12, Leeds have it.
And the place has gone wild. Leeds can't believe it. I can't believe it. You mentioned Don Fox.
And a knock-on, that'll do, Leeds. Can we have the knock-on, ref, please? We can take the time with the scrum.
That is unbelievable. And perhaps Goulding took too long.
Yes, he took a long time there. Sterling runs the football for Leeds. Well, Leeds have got out of jail if they win this one.
They have, but they'll have deserved it.
It's been a tremendous game tonight. And Goulding missed a kick from in front of the post. I can't believe what I've just seen there. Anthony Farrell, a big game tonight from Leeds. We still haven't heard the Leeds man of the match.
We still haven't heard the final hooter. We shouldn't count our chickens.
Gary Mercer runs down the short side. And up to the last tackle
St
now.
Helens are not the double champions for nothing. They're going to get at least one run back at us.
We need Justin Harris to put the kick in. He does that. Kicks it straight through the...
And there it is!
St Helens is the Leeds. Get down on your knees, Bobby Goulding. You've lost the game for St Helens. You won it for them last season. You gave some nasty signs to the crowd, but not tonight, Bobby Goulding. You've lost the game for St Helens. A tremendous victory for Leeds. At last they've done it. One in the last minute. Superb play. Only the second half from Leeds. From Justin Harris. Who else? I can't believe that Justin Harris hasn't been given the man of the match for Leeds.
Well,
I certainly haven't heard it come over.
This time last week we were looking at Wigan.
Dean, a great victory tonight. How satisfying was that tremendous result for the Rhinos?
Well, totally satisfying, Danny. I must say that, you know, when Bobby lined up for that kick, I couldn't watch. But I wouldn't say there was any luck involved, because I think the players worked really hard. St Helens threw everything at us, and we withstood everything that they sent our way. And you know, we took our opportunities when they came. But full credit to the boys; they worked tremendously hard.
Will this go down as one of the best results in your coaching career at Leeds?
Well, it's up there, isn't it? I mean, it's only been a short career, and you know, I'm very pleased because the players have been working towards us. You know, I think in the last 3 weeks, even though we've lost a number of games, everybody's been staying positive around the club, and especially the players. And we were due this win tonight.
And was it the defensive effort that pleased you most about the full 80 minutes game?
Yeah, certainly. It's always been a bugbear of mine, the defence. And, you know, it's something we have been working on, so it was so pleasing to keep out a very good St Helens side.
I thought Justin Harris had a top game yet again. His kicking game was exquisite, obviously setting up that first try for Paul Sterling.
Well, it just shows, you know, the class that he gives the side, and, you know, that's what you win big games with. You win them with class players. And, you know, and I was very pleased with the workman-like team we had around him. You know, and if we can sort of look to kick on from here, I think it's very important. You know, we face Castleford on Tuesday night, which won't be an easy game, no matter what anybody says. So, you know, it's a big effort for our boys to try and back up.
Major celebrations this evening?
Well, this evening, yes. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I'll even might have a couple of lemonades myself, Danny.
Thank you very much, Dean, and congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, Sheridan, as you look to offload the ball, Mercer will run himself from dummy half. He'll take play into the 20-metre mark. That's 4 tackles gone. And Wayne Collins now moves the ball to his right with Justin Harris. Justin Harris looking for step, going himself.
Goal! Well, there's his first try for Leeds. First try there from Justin Harris. It's already a man of the fact that Justin Harris stood it after Castleford side there with a beautiful dummy.
Up the south-stand side, the north-stand side, they came all right with the ball in his hands now. Harris is back in position now to get that football. Finds Marcella. Marcella just drives forward. Can't get the ball away, but this is better from Leeds now, looking to throw the ball about with some conviction. Blackmore spots a gap on the short side, opens the line up for Sterling. Sterling's in for the try, in the corner. Lovely play there from Richie Blackmore. He opened the gap like a tin opener there, Phil.
And that's the best we've seen of Leeds tonight.
A try, of course, would give them the lead. Harris. Long ball out to Holroyd. Holroyd drops a long ball out there to Blackmore. Blackmore, it's a ball in at the corner. That's a try over wide out there. It looks like
Damien Gibson.
Could be Damien Gibson on the far side, but it's a try to Leeds, and that's put them in the lead. And that's the first time they've been in the lead in this game. Is what Leeds require now. Holroyd again looks to throw a long pass out there. That's found Blackmore in the space now for Leeds. Blackmore going himself for the corner. Oh, Blackmore! Oh, he's not in for the try. Would you believe it? He's not in for the try, Blackmore. Sterling, what's happened there? Leeds get a penalty, and the ball's kicked away. Should be a sin bin in there, but it's too late now. Mercer will tap the football. Gets the ball back there to Harris. Harris throws a long ball out to Farrell. Farrell, can he go himself? Will he put the ball out now? Still going Anthony Farrell. Now he's going to be in for the try. He's in for the try. That might be the winner for Leeds, but that's a great, really hard work for this Leeds tonight. Farrell Great try there from Anthony Farrell. Kidded everyone.
Another roller coaster of a game where you were on the edge of your seats right to the very last second. But again, I think we managed to get the crowd on our side because they began to see that it was a Leeds side that were going to fight and scrap to the very last game, whether they were in front, playing well or playing badly. Unfortunately, it was one of those games where we managed to pull through in the very last seconds.
Dropping the tempo here, they're inside the danger zone. Collins again gives it to Sheridan. Sheridan a short ball to Mercer. Mercer looks round. No one there. He has to take the tackle. But they are now within 5 metres of that Eagles line. Sheridan again to Harris. Harris pops the ball up on the inside for Morley, who in turn releases the pass one-handed to Harris again. Harris looking to go long. Ghosting round two, gets it away to Blackmore. He's created the space and Blackmore scores. Yestin Harris created the try for Blackmore. He ghosted away from two. A big hole opened up in the Eagles defence and Blackmore shot through it. Great play from Leeds, and in particular, Yestin Harris.
Beautiful pass by Morley. You can see them running the angles. Morley back on the inside. It away. Sheffield held back. What on earth is he going to do? That's what they thought. He threw the dummy. There was nothing they could do about it. Steve Edmund was caught short. And the gap opened up for the big New Zealand centre, Richard Blackmore. Watch Edmund. What are you going to do, Harris? He said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to sidestep, go inside, pass a beautiful ball there, and what a gaping hole. The Kiwi blast
From the North Queensland Cowboys. Yestin Harris from Warrington, lovely stepping run again. Anthony Farrell, Farrell against his former club. Created again by Harris and scored by Anthony Farrell. Well, Leeds, I said at the start of the programme that there's a new attitude at Headingley, and it's being mirrored here.
You cannot lay off Harris. They do it again. You can see it on the step on side. They failed to fill into the middle. Not the best attempted tackle, but the strand. Anthony Farrell went flying through. It was a beautiful offload by Yestin Harris. But they paid the price to the Sheffield Eagles defence. They are just hanging around and watching to see what Yestin Harris is doing. He's creating a try. That's what's the skill of the man. Watch him provide it. Sheridan out wide. Nice step. See how he beat it? They failed to fill in. This guy supported well. That is a wonderful try. Really has come on leaps and bounds this season.
Barry McDermott has not enjoyed being out of the game for 3 matches. Looks full of running since he's come on. Sheridan, Mercer, good ball, Blackmore. Blackmore left Aston for dead, left Stott for dead. This is going to be a wonderful try, and Blackmore's second. Well, New Zealand mightn't want him, but I'll tell you, Leeds Rhinos do, and that's a wonderful try from Richie Blackmore. His 4th in Super League 97. I bet there's not been a better one.
Beautiful pass by Mercer. Sheridan did well running across the face of the defence. You can see how he sucked in Morganson there, but that took some scoring. He went in and around Mark Aston. He was in the sweeper position. Beautiful try by Richard Blackmore. The Kiwi had enjoyed it. Look at the step here. Aston was in a good position. So was the fullback Linton Stott. 2 beautiful side steps, both off the right foot. As a glimpse at the big screen as Blackmore puts it down underneath the sticks.
Now can they hang on? 4 tackles gone, 2 to go then. Collins going on his own, and they went to sleep. Collins saw a huge gap and went for it himself.
Well, he must have hated.
Yes, yeah. He is. Didn't see it, so he wants to make absolutely sure, but there's no doubt in our mind, this is a good try.
Downward pressure, Australian style score. No chance of moving the ball out of the arm. Body, tight control, full weight behind it. No doubt about it, but full credit to Robert Connolly. He wanted to make sure he was unsighted. That's the reason why he put his fingers
in them in their own 20 and play right through to minute 80, because hopefully they'll fade a little as the game wears on.
Had you felt the momentum was back with you prior to that?
I have, but it's been pulled through by some remarkable individual football by Leeds.
Sterling gets another touchdown for Leeds. And John Keir was talking. Robert Connolly wants the video referee to have a look at this. He wasn't unsided then. They wonder whether Sterling dropped.
I don't think there'll be any doubt.
Oh!
Downward pressure. But was he in full control? That's what they've got to decide. Definitely downward pressure, but has he lost control with his fingertips? The forearm is fine. Ooh, this is a tough one.
It's come out of the hand, hasn't it? What's the decision of the video referee then?
He must have full control.
Try is given. Big Leeds contingent in this crowd celebrate. Paul Sterling gets another.
That's their feet, and so it should. It was a great effort.
Harris, shaped to pass to Holroyd, stands in the tackle, gets it away to Morley. Morley over the top it goes to McDermott. McDermott, bang, crash wallop out the back door. The siren sounds, next tackle it'll be all over, and it is. And Leeds have won by 30 points to 18. Anthony Farrell making a fine return to this ground with its try in the first half. Iestyn Harris, I think, will be amongst the contenders for the man of the match, as will Richie Blackmore with his 2 tries.
By our viewers as man of the match, commemorative video and a mini television for you. Did you feel it was one of your better days, that one?
No, I didn't feel as though I played as well as I can do, and but at the end of the day we got a victory, won by 12 points, and it's 2 points for the league.
How are you settling in? Are they beginning to read your style of play now?
A little bit, yeah. You know, it took me a while to settle in. I'm being here nearly a month now, and they're starting to read me, and I'm starting to read them. So things are starting to come together.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
After a victory at Sheffield Eagles, in which the highlight was a scintillating try from halfway from Richie Blackmore, Leeds went to London Broncos, certainly not without hope, but I think, Damien, you'll all agree that was one of the worst performances of the season.
I was very disappointing after the way the team had performed in the early part of the season. All indicated that we were going to be up there challenging for honours. To come across a team on a par with those London Broncos and to fail so miserably was a disappointment to everybody, to the players, to the staff and to the fans who travelled down.
Yes, I remember Peter being there. It was a very disappointing atmosphere, and only made better by the fact that the academy side had a particularly good win just before the kick-off.
That's right. I think that was the only redeeming feature from a very disappointing game. I think it was probably the only time in the whole season that Leeds were really outclassed.
Playing again, here come the Broncos. Gill, he's so dangerous. Picked up by Fuller-Sannon. Has he got the legs? No, Fuller-Sannon. Francis Cummins will certainly have the legs to go. Sean Edwards is chasing him, but he won't, and that's a mistake from the Broncos, and that's let Leeds in for the length of the fielder. Well, 34 points to 16 with that try to Cummins. Harris took full advantage of it. Allroyd gets a lovely ball out there to McDermott. McDermott gets the ball back, that's for Fuller-Sannon. Leeds at last starting to put some more than one pass together in each play. Farrell drives the ball forward, and it's been pretty dour one off the ruck stuff from both sides this evening. McDermott again just taking the ball on, one off the ruck again. At least he's got the impetus. Goes forward, gets the ball away to Collins. Collins is out there. That's a try over on the far side to Francis Cummins, and that's the try that Leeds wanted. Great play from McDermott, and our alert there from Wayne Collins.
And great support from Wayne Collins. 2 charges from Barry McDermott.
Sorry, Gary Mercer.
I know Donald now looking, and it's chipped across the line. Really, there should be no danger there. Cummins gets the ball now. Has he got the legs to go the length of the field? He certainly should get round there, loose forward. He's got men in support. He's got Graham Allroyd in support. He doesn't need him. That's going to be a great try to Francis Cummins. Allroyd supports him all the way down. Cummins under the post, picks up the kick. And for a 100-metre try, that's not bad at all.
You don't get too many 100-metre tries. Those that are privileged to be here are on their feet. We haven't had much
to go. There's a man that can exploit them.
McDermott runs from dummy half, makes a good 10-12 metres. On the 10-metre mark, it's the last tackle. So what will Harris do on the last tackle? He wants the ball in his hands. Allroyd gets it now. In fact, he looks to put the crossfield kick in. Well, I saw Leeds practising these yesterday. And that's going to be a try to Leeds again there. That's a try. That ball went backwards from Sterling. Anthony Farrell comes up and takes the ball. We saw that yesterday in training. Holroyd and Harris were putting kicks across the field. 57 minutes. McDermott again, who's done a lot of rampaging damage down that far side. Drives forward, and really Paris can't hold him at the moment.
No, and he's been the difference.
Up to the last tackle, Holroyd looks to go himself.
spots the gap and runs through it all right. It's a long ball back there for Morley. Morley back to Mercer, Mercer to Marcella, Leeds running the football. Gibson's in the line, he's done just that. That's come off a Paris player. And that's going to be a try to Paul Sterling. Over the other side from the kick through there. A lot of kicking going on there, and Paris player goes himself from dummy half. That's good play, spots the gap. Jamie Matthew indeed does replace Martin Marcella. And Harris's ball is dropped off inside there for Teddy Newton going down the field. He's got a ball, can he pass? He's going himself against the ball again. All right, will get under the post. That's will get to the side of them. Great run there from Teddy Newton. And sensibly passing the ball. I thought he got the tells, but he was just stumbling as he gave the ball out down the middle of the field. Before he says. So he's looking forward to a big game against his friends. All his family will be here today, so it's a big day for him. Collins goes himself from dummy half, spots a bit of a gap there. Dummies himself going up towards that Salford line. Just pulled down short, and again the last tackle, nearly a try there for Leeds. He brought the dummy off Wayne Collins. Blackmore, has he got the pace to go? No, but Sterling's in at the corner, is he? I think she's in over in the corner. Yes, that's a try to Leeds, taking full advantage there of Richie Blackmore slipping the ball out. We saw when he was at Leeds, his ability to do that sometimes cost his side dearly in terms of sin binning. Harris now. Is he going to put the crossfield kick across? He does indeed. That's for Sterling. Oh, what a class try again from Iestyn Harris and Paul Sterling combination. That's a great try. Everyone on side there. The Salford fans don't like it, but I suppose any fans don't like it when a kick like that goes across, because you always think that to Harris in the centre of the field, running the gap now. Finds McDermott charging forward. Last tackle there, and that's Harris in for the try, is he? Yes, that's in for the try, Iestyn Harris. Bingo Touch just says that's a try. And it is indeed from Iestyn Harris, and a soft try there for Salford to let him from dummy half, from a player who's never played dummy half in his life.
Well, you're right, he was in one sense. The Leeds have been...
Movement in Patasini's been tremendous, one of the form players in the competition, and certainly for Salford. Oh, and Phyllis hands away now. Has he got the legs to go? That's a tremendous move. I don't think anyone will catch Phyllis. He's going under the post and led to the field try, and that's pulled the game out of the bag for Leeds. Lovely move from the base of the scrum there from Leeds, and really the Salford defence line very flat. Never going to be easy. Harris then. All right. This time it's for Morley. That's good play. Morley's best throw, and he's got Sheridan with him now. And Sheridan, has he got the legs to scamper over, and that'll be the winning try for Leeds. Lovely play from Allroyd. Lovely play from Morley, and Sheridan over. And probably, Steve, I think that will put the game beyond doubt now.
Expected drawing or something.
So Harris puts Hassan away, and Hassan's away. What great pace from Phil Hassan. He's left Gary Broadbent for dead. That's going to be the try of the season for Leeds. What an absolute marvellous try. And what pace Phil Hassan showed there to see that match by far this afternoon, Phil Hassan. Two super long range tries. What a super one. Took Gary Broadbent on the outside. McDermott. Oh, a good ball there for Anthony Farrell. Farrell just couldn't get the ball away. Collins in support. Allroyd finds Harris. Harris looks to go himself. Oh, class play from Iestyn Harris. Glides in over in the corner there for the opening try of the game. No doubt about that. Bingo touch, just nothing to say. Harris. 6 more tackles, the ball knocked down. Well, Harris and Allroyd again not quite in sync at the base of the scrum. Mercer runs across the face of the Oldham post, gets the ball back for Farrell. Farrell steps towards himself now as Anthony Farrell. I think he's going to make it. That's a try again from an Oldham mistake. Good try there for Anthony Farrell. Tackle's gone and Leeds just on halfway. Morley goes himself now. He finds Harris. Harris, this time for Farrell. Farrell gives Hassan the ball. Hassan's got the legs. Hassan will score. That's going to be another try to Leeds. Well, what slack defence from Oldham. Phil Hassan's in for another try. Well, nothing on there when Morley got the ball. He gave it to Farrell. Farrell drew the man. Back on defence now, and Oldham again using that short side with Martin Compton. Sterling's got the ball, and Sterling was so direct there. I think he thought he was going to be blown up. He's going in at the corner, is he, Paul Sterling? in Crompton, and he's down in my welby because he realises that that's Paul Sterling in for his 7th try in 7 games. Another poor pass from Allroyd, and complaining that nobody's running onto the football. That's twice we've seen that in the last few minutes. Collins. Harris is chasing the ball, and so is Aitchison. And that's the simplest try you'll ever see in your life. They tried it yesterday, Alice, out of absolutely nothing. A kick from Wayne Collins. Paul Aitchison slipped. All he had to do was pick the ball up. And that's going to put Leeds in 10 metres short of the line. Blackmore from dummy half. Finds Allroyd. Harris. This is for Farrell. That's going to be the try that kills the game off as far as Oldham are concerned. And Leeds have got out of jail there. Back on the field. Cummings almost into his stride. If Eddie could have picked that ball up, the 40 points would have certainly been up for Leeds. Villasan. Sands broke clear now. Has he got the legs? He's going stretching out. Villasan. Well, that's another 70-80 metre try from Villasan. That puts up the 40 points for Leeds. Nasson slowly gets to his feet as befits the man who's just run 80 metres. Gibson dodging, wheeling, twisting. There goes Oda. This Leeds have run out winners. 43 points to 26 in the strangest game ever seen in your life. Leeds totally in control in the first 39 minutes. 28 points to fall the lead. Then they allowed Paul Aitchison to score just on half time. Goodwin converted it with 28-10. Didn't worry, Leeds in the second half came the cries from the crowd. But Goodwin scored on the 41st minute after another good break from Aitchison. Converted himself at 28-16. Then when Goodwin had his second try again, which he converted, 28-22, Leeds were rattled and looked rattled as well. Compton went over for a try, and with the easiest kick of the afternoon, Goodwin fluffed it. That was 28 points to 26, and then the Oldham heads seemed to drop down. Allroyd had a drop goal to give a bit of light, 29-26, and then Farrell had a try, Allroyd converted. Penalty from Allroyd on 77 minutes, 37-26, and the game was over as far as Oldham were concerned. And then Villasan picked up a loose ball, went down 70-80 metres down the field, scored up wide out, Harris converted. Leeds 43, Oldham base 26 then.
Strange sort of a game. We had it well in control at 28 points to 4. We seemed to panic when we were miles in front.
We definitely did. I know. We should have just wrapped it up and started the second half. I think if we would have scored early in the second half, and then it would have been game over. But they scored right at the end of the first half and right at the start of the second half, which is just a bit of lack of concentration, really.
I think that for them came when Luke Goodwin missed what would have been his easiest kick of the afternoon.
Oh, definitely. We had the Bobby scenario as well, and I think if I was a kicker, you just got to do it quickly and just not put too much pressure on yourself. And it took a long time, and he missed it.
And then in the last 10 minutes, we looked as comfortable in front in the game as what we'd done in the first half.
Yeah, definitely. I think they tired a bit, and they got somebody sin bin, which didn't help them. And obviously, he was trying to force the pass a lot and throw the ball around to get back into it, which helped sort of in our favour, really.
And what do you put the turnaround in your own form this season? For certainly the most improved player on Leeds books, and looked at a fine bet if there was an international match next week, you'd be the centre.
Everybody's asking me what's going on and what I've been taking and stuff, but I haven't done anything different from last year, and I just seem to be finding the gaps and hitting the gaps and seem to be finishing them off as well.
And your last try, tremendous run there. Use your power to get out of the tackle and then showed a clean pair of heels to the Oldham defenders.
Well, I sort of tried to spin out of a couple of tackles, and then I nearly tripped over myself, and I just saw somebody chase me from the side. I thought, oh, no, not again. I was ready for somebody else to be with me, but usually Franny's with me, but he wasn't there, so I had to go myself.
And second in the league now after that victory today, and things looking good for the Rhinos.
Oh, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Compared to last year, where it was like second from bottom most of the year and things like that, it's just it's good to be winning more than we lose.
An easy home victory over Paris was followed by comprehensive away wins at Oldham and Salford. But then Leeds, Damien, almost threw it away in the last minute against Castleford.
That's right. Again, it was one of those games that we looked to be winning easily. But again, a pointer, I think, to the fans and to the players themselves that we weren't quite good enough to to coast games that we had to play to our full potential for 80 minutes, and we almost came a cropper because it was a game we seemed to have won, and we took our foot off the pedal and nearly paid the price.
For the second season in succession.
That's right, and in the end it did cost us dear, because that point that we dropped there in the last few minutes cost us the 4th place in the Championship at the end of the season.
From Steadman, Mercer, and the game certainly at 100 mile an hour at the moment. How long this pace we can keep up is anyone's guess, but this is how Super League's all about nowadays. Oh, Farrell's away now, he's broke this tackle. Oh, and he's still going, has he got the legs? Anthony Farrell, he's going in for the try. Well, some poor Castleford defence there, Mick saw. Anthony Farrell burst the tackle and then take Jason Flowers on and run round him and score the try.
Well, originally they've gone through, I think Tom got involved, I don't know who else, with 2 or 3 forwards here, Badowski's maybe, and Farrell's gone straight through him. But Manawal gets it out of jail, Colley.
And easy yards there from dummy half. Cass not working very well from marker. Mercer got a ball he wasn't expecting. Marcella, and the ball's coming out now. Harris steps, scores himself past the Tudor. Looks for the gap there, Harris. Back to Marcella. Good defence though from Russell in the end. Leeds will move the ball again, this time through Harris. Harris for Blackmore. Blackmore stepping, going himself. The left for Blackmore. He's over for the try. That's going to be a try. The in-goal touch should says that's okay. And that'll be a popular try here among the Cass fans, Mick.
Blackmore showed his power and strength there. He's gone through ubiquitous tackle. Dived in to score. Leeds look dangerous in this last couple of sets of 6. Forced Cass to drop out to him. Second set of 6 is paired up.
The situation well. Farrell now will take the ball on forward. Steps out of one tackle again. Now Harris has the ball where he likes it, in his hands, running at the opposition. All right now. It's for Mercer. Mercer. Ball there for Blackmore. Blackmore's out to Sterling. Sterling's in for the try in the corner. That's the 8th game in a row that Paul Sterling scored, and that made it look very easy there, Mick.
Superb ball from Blackmore. They've got to slide in near his line again. Then we've got to get in the face and in them positions. Can't afford to slide
forward, just hanging on to the ankles forward. And he finds Harris. Harris running at the defence now. Will look to go himself. That's that ball away to Morley. Morley going, has he got the legs, Morley? That's a try, and that could be the killer try, Mike, by Adrian Morley. Well, Mick, good class play there from Yasin Harris.
Class player. He's got back up. They know what to do when they've gone clear. He's pinned his lugs back and he's got gone to line. A good try.
In the own quarter there, and that's give Leeds chance now. Matella heading for the line. He's held up a metre short. Sheridan will go from dummy half. He will pass the ball. Will run himself. Tries to go over himself, Ryan Sheridan. Held up there just short. Farrell finds Harris. Harris for McDermott. McDermott charging. In for the try. And a bad mistake from Andrew Schick. That's probably the first thing he's done wrong all afternoon, Mick. But it's given Leeds the impetus, and I can't see Cass coming back now.
No, we've done well as claws way back, but ubiquitous battle again there.
And a drop at the goal. Oh, picked up there by Flowers.
Well done, Colley! There goes fine Luton. I thought Ali's going to have a drop goal. 30 points apiece. She's singing there, I'll tell Leeds. It'll do for Cass. We've got out of jail. There'll be some brilliant football. And some they've dug deep today, I'll tell Leeds. Leeds have contributed to a magnificent game, Stu.
Well, Leeds' last game before they went down under for the World Club Championships was a home game against Warrington Wolves. It marked Yasin Harris' first performance against his former club, but I think, Peter Smith, it was memorable for one sensational Barry McDermott try.
That's right, yes. Barry's becoming a bit of a cult hero at Headingley, and that try was one of the most memorable of the season. Maybe not the best, but certainly a collector's item, when I think he dummied to go for a drop goal, and as the Warrington defenders stood up, he just powered through a huge gap and scored a tremendous try. And I think that was testament to Barry McDermott. He had a tremendous season, which was unfortunately cut short just a few matches later.
Tackle there, Blackmore intercepted it, and this is Sterling. Roper and Hume. John will have to get up quicker than that, otherwise he's going to be penalised. Wayne Collins at dummy half. Throws it to Sheridan. To Harris again, involved in every move. Hassan breaks clear of the cover. And unselfishly sends the ball in for Francis Cummings to score the first try of the evening for the Leeds Rhinos. severely there. Wayne Collins was holding back for some reason, obviously waiting for his rest of his teammates to come up. This is Harris. It was interesting that Leeds were looking for the option of the drop goal. That's McDermott charges through, and that's been the problem with the Warrington Wolves all season. Quite simply, he cut his way through there, and there was just nobody to stop him at all. Harris again. Never-ending pressure for the Warrington Wolves at the moment. Clever little kick through by... Now that will, I would think, will possibly be one for the video referee. In fact, I'm sure it is. It was a kick through. Did Cummings get there in time from Sheridan's kick through? Try for the Leeds Rhinos. That one credited to Francis Cummings. The kick through from Ryan Sheridan to Harris again. Offloads to Andy Hay. Well brought down bravely by Lee Penny. Right in front of the goalpost. This is where the pressure is. McDermott slams the ball through. And scored with the ball one-handed. On Sterling. Harris again. Clever piece of work there by the Leeds Rhinos. This is McDermott. And he sets up Hilaire. It's a try straight between the posts. So often that happens with the Warrington Wolves. Concedes Matthew. Fresh pair of legs. Collins. Now that could be interesting. Is it one for the video referee? In fact, he's given the try. Doesn't need the referee. Going to make ground. Touches the ball one arm. Harris again. Leeds trying all sorts of manoeuvres. There's Holroyd with a try. That was very, very poor defending. 40 points to 6 on the board. More. Willie Swan. To Magana. Complete hash there. Only dropping the ball. Is Sterling on his record? Has he got it? Yes, he has. I think on that occasion he has got the record. Or equalled the Super League record. 9 consecutive games with a try. Veteran in the camp. And fighting till the end. This is Matthew, tackled by Gary Chambers. With Chris Heighton in there as well. McDermott. Tutupu bounces off him, and McDermott, look at the speed on him. This is Yestin Harris. This is the... Basically, that is the icing on the cake. Yestin Harris. McDermott opened it up. And Harris raced in for a try. Last time I saw Yestin score one like that, it was against the London Broncos for Warrington Wire as they were last season.
Well, Leeds left the heat of a British summer for the humid conditions of North Queensland, and I think Damien McGrath, a bit of a culture shock as regards the standard of the opposition.
Yes, I don't think the players were ready for what was about to hit them. The way we played the game, the way they approached the game, was totally inadequate for the standard of players and teams that we met. Not many of the players came back with their reputations intact. Ryan Sheridan and Gary Mercer had excellent games in both Queensland and Adelaide. But really, it gave us an indication of where we were on the ladder and how much work we still had to do.
And picked up a bad injury over there to Richie Blackmore, which was to keep him out for several weeks.
Yes, I think you can point to that was probably the beginning of the end of our challenge for honours in the season, because that was the first of a series of injuries which probably didn't allow us to finish as high as our efforts deserved.
Moving off the mark too early, bonus penalty. And once again, Leeds to say 2 points. They know they need a few tries. Blackmore jumped behind Hassan. Could have been a penalty. Wasn't. Farrell. Only 8 metres out here. They need a try. They need to get back in this game. Wayne Collins goes for it. Twisting over the line. Could have got the ball down. He's there. That's a tremendous try by Wayne Collins. Should have been stopped, but he kept forging for the line.
Well, you've hit the nail on the head with both points. He should have been stopped, but of course he is a very experienced dummy half runner, Wayne. He's been on that
position probably 150 to 200 times a season. The best thing he did about it was he stayed low. He didn't stand up to his full height. Did very well. His strength in turning around and beating John Lomax was one of the defenders he managed to get around.
Only 2 minutes left in this half, and a ball's deck. I was about to say it'll be a very important 2 minutes just for Pride to build for the second half. Instead, now Leeds have a chance to put another try on the board. Morley gets to 12 metres out.
Too long. Miles too long. Hey, go.
John Lomax doesn't get away with it, talking to the referee this time. It comes out to Blackmore, and it goes to Sterling. Sterling for the corner, and Sterling's in. Paul Sterling can score a try.
There was an excellent piece of chip-on play in this movement, Warren. It looked like it was just one of those backline movements that had gone wrong after the pass came in behind.
They spent too much time arguing, North Queensland.
They sure did. Sheridan put the ball in behind Richie Blackmore, but it was a terrific example of how to rebalance yourself once he was off his step. There it was, over the top of the defender, tipped it out, and very smart play from the winger, giving himself room and space. Decided to take the play in. So
you have been for the whole 35 and took the last couple.
Well, 3 penalties going against the half.
The Rhinos have got 6 more tackles. Blackmore, away! A fullback, Vincent, coming across at him. Tried to step inside and gets it back to Sterling well. Now they get there to back up. Sterling was the only one. Blackmore's down holding his ankle. Harris gives it to McDermott. Held the pass back beautifully. But no more support. He couldn't have got the pass away anyway, McDermott. A great tackle by Murphy and Warwick. Harris to Farrell. Back to Hassan. Metres out. Harris calls for it. Kicks it across field. Didn't wait till the last tackle. Lost back by Mercer. Sterling with a chance. Sterling for the corner. And Paul Sterling is in again.
Well, it's probably the only time you'd be very happy a teammate drops the ball. A little bit of concern as well for one of the Leeds players. As their teammates shorten the gap to just 12 points, Blackmore came up with a wonderful step, getting through to shift the ball down.
Had a great pass.
It was a terrific offload. We've seen some wonderful examples. There's the kick. It was an absolute shocker across field. Went to catch the ball and dropped it. Did Gary Mercer? Will probably tell us after the game it was a planned move to drop the ball there, but whether it was or not, it certainly put the tourists back into the game.
Where is McDermott? Back to Collins. Collins shows good speed to Sinclair. St. Hilaire comes down and Cressbrook makes the tackle. 10 out though. They go to the left through Gibson. He dives for the line, fighting to get it down. Damien Gibson.
Tell you what, he's done remarkably well.
He got the ball down.
He's done remarkably well to get there. When he ran the ball, I
thought he'd gone the wrong way for a start.
I was about to call him a version of a donkey. But he did extremely well. Obviously wanting to post a try against his old teammates. Trying to scramble in the corner. The defender's falling off. The real trouble is, I think, whether he actually grounded the ball.
Steve Walters trying to hold him.
Happy days.
That's a reward for Gibson.
Tell you what, he's done remarkably well to score from that angle. He only had half a metre to work in.
Good effort by the 22-year-old. There's confirmation of the try. Well, Leeds were waiting, stretched to the right-hand side. He took the odds to it. He backed himself down a very narrow blind. Leeds meet Adelaide in their next World Club Challenge clash. North Queensland meet Oldham and Salford. So North Queensland in with a chance in this World Club Challenge and going through to the quarterfinals. And they'll be very happy. Tim Sheens, I think, will be very happy with that. Without Ian Roberts on the field in particular, but the style of football, they threw it around.
Graham McDermott from the Leeds club in Australia for a couple of weeks now. I suppose these conditions here tonight a little bit different to last week in North Queensland.
Yeah, it's a little bit more like back home. A cool night, so you know, hopefully conditions should suit us.
Oppressive conditions in North Queensland last week, and I believe you spent a bit of time in the blood bin as well.
Yeah, it's been about 6 years since I last got a cut, and I got 2 in the same night, so that's luck for you.
Everything's okay for tonight then with the head?
Yeah, no problem whatsoever. All the boys are geared up for a good win. Devastated with last week's performance and going to put it right this week.
And Gary Mercer, the captain of the Leeds side, how did you see last week's game against North Queensland? First of all, how did you rate the Cowboys?
Very strong. I mean, you've got to rate every Australian club side over here very strong because they play intense rugby, and we were disappointed in the first 20 minutes. We let in 3 tries and we were playing catch-up football, so we're a bit disappointed, but we've looked at the video, we've rectified all our mistakes and we've come out with some positive.
How can you turn it around tonight against the Rams?
Well, the Rams are a good side, I mean, a great attacking side, so we can look defensively strong tonight and just go from there, and if we can keep our defence tight, we've got a very good show winning tonight.
Barry, you've played against the Australians, of course, on Kangaroo Tours. What do you see the main difference between English Rugby League and Australian Rugby League?
I think the main difference being, back home, of course, we've been playing the TAD rule, you know, close to 3-4 seasons now. And we've managed to tidy up the play of the ball, and it's altogether a lot prettier to watch. Over here, you're just getting used to the rule, and it seems to be a lot messier, and certainly that makes it a little bit quicker. But I'd say the speed of the game back home would be on par with it, you know, over here. But like I said, just it's a little bit messier, and people get away with a lot more than they would do if they was playing in England.
Just simply a juggle. Both Wayne Simons and Simon Keary were leaping for it. Keary couldn't hang on to it. Had he done it come down, it was certainly going to be a 4-pointer. Saladin almost to the halfway line. 2.5 minutes gone in Adelaide. No scores, McDermott. He's a batsman.
It sure did, but a pass from a very talented player, Barry McDermott. We saw the talent from him last weekend against the North Queensland Cowboys. He was mentioning that he was aiming and targeting the smaller players on the edge of the ruck. That was a pretty ordinary defensive effort on that occasion. Cameron Blair was the one that allowed him to slip inside. Perhaps he was a little bit disappointed through not being able to chalk up the first try of the match. But something that I suppose is complete travesty, really, when you see all the play going in the first 2 or 3 minutes of it. A simple missed tackle, really, making the opportunity. Also, you've got to try and find out where the fullback was on this occasion. Chances in the Euro League. We've got to get going again, 100%. This is what they've got to get. The normal play that they had at the start of the game. Fellas like McDermott running on the edge of the ruck and controlling possession.
Holroyd got away to Phil Hassan. Inside 9 minutes left in this game. One of round 2 of the World Cup Challenge. Cummins getting away. Got him inside the red zone. The numbers to his left-hand side. Ribbit will get across for the Rhinos. Good try. Worked down the left-hand side for Leeds. And Ribbit finished it off nicely. He had a little bit of work to do when he came up with it. There's no doubt he got the ball down.
Yeah, I'm going to back you up on that one. He had a little bit of work to do once he got the ball, but there was 3 separate occasions. We had a guy running away from dummy half. He got a ball away just millimetres from the ground. A simple draw. I probably thought he made a little bit of a mistake trying to come back on the inside, but he's got the 4 points on the board, so he definitely made the right decision on that occasion. There's some skill that we know that these Leeds guys have. It's just a situation where they just haven't been able to put it into place as much as they would have liked on the night.
Well, Leeds came back from Australia to 3 home games in succession. The first one, against Bradford Bulls, brought what seemed like a predictable defeat, but had a lot of supporters here, 18,000 in all. An atmosphere, I think, Peter Smith, the best atmosphere of any game at Headingley last season.
That's right, it was the biggest Super League crowd of the season. It was a tremendous atmosphere, and it showed the potential at Headingley. We all know it exists, but it showed that when Leeds get a winning side together and are playing high quality opposition every week, just what the potential at Headingley is, and just the sort of gates that can be attracted by the Rhinos to Leeds. And it was a disappointing result, but again, Leeds weren't hammered. They showed that they are capable of competing with Bradford. The crucial thing, of course, was to be able to beat them, and that was something that still eluded them.
As I think, Damien, the defeat was almost inevitable. Everyone expected Bradford to win, but Leeds had proved from the previous season that they could now compete with the Bulls.
Yes, the idea of this year was very much a foundation year to set things in progress for an assault on silverware either in year 2 or 3. And I think people were beginning to accept that this was the case. And although you never like to lose, the manner of our defeat, Bradford, both in the Challenge Cup and in the Super League, showed that we were beginning to close the gap, and it wouldn't be too long before we were the top dogs in Yorkshire again.
Wipe the tackle count down. This is Mercer. Mercer gets the pass away to Sheridan. Sheridan will straighten it up. Big hit on Sheridan by Brian McDermott. Gibson at dummy half. Harris now to Farrell. Farrell, who has added such strength and speed to this Leeds pack, plays the ball. Barry McDermott goes for the try. Now then, I think this is going to be handed on to the video ref. McDermott certainly made it over the line. The big question is, does he get it down?
I think he does, but it took a while. He goes over the top of Bradley. He's not there yet, but as he stopped, he's got it there now. But was he held to start with? Was it classed as a second movement? That's going to be the difficult decision for the video referee. Now he does get over, but after this progress, firstly there, is that classed as a second movement? I think it might be. It's a difficult one, this. This is where they've held him, so therefore the tackle has been completed, but was he still rolling forward? That's the reason why Russell Smith has gone for the video screen.
Well, surely if he had called the tackle as being held, he would have immediately given Bradford the penalty, because you can see Russell Smith, he's right in front of this incident, and I think the decision just hinges on whether McDermott actually gets the ball down.
Well, he gets it onto the ground, that there's little doubt, but it was on the second effort.
Well, here's the decision from the video ref. The try is given. Graham. Collins to Barry McDermott. Round Brian McDermott, stepping through the challenges around paging Rhino. Barry McDermott. Here's Holroyd. Now Harris. Holroyd up, out wide it goes to Morley. Morley sees a gap and heads for the corner. The call on the inside from Mercer. Brilliant try! Brilliant try from Mercer. Created by a rampaging Barry McDermott. Continued by Adrian Morley. And finished off by the captain. What a response from the Rhinos!
I lead by example. Barry McDermott, let me take the football forward. Then when they swing it out wide, look at the step on the big fella there, just fends away, come on. When they get 3 into the defence, quick play the ball out wide. Holroyd, the run around, long ball. Morley throws a little dummy. They fail to fill in. Back on the inside, and the New Zealander Gary Mercer. What a skipper's try at a time when Leeds were desperate for points.
Well, on the following Wednesday, Halifax Blue Sox were the visitors to Headingley in a game that Leeds came back from the dead 18-2 down. A tremendous performance in the second and a memorable touchline goal from Graham Holroyd.
Yes, again, another one of those last gasp finishes which we seem to specialise in this year. A great advert for the game, but a great advert for the team as it was becoming known. We showed that we keep going no matter what the odds, no matter how badly we were playing, we were prepared to fight to the end. And the last 15 minutes, everything came right for us, and we managed again to pull it out of the fire.
And if you wanted one person to kick a goal from the touchline, there's nobody more cooler in them situations than Graham Holroyd.
I think everybody sat on the sidelines. As soon as we saw Graham approaching the ball, you'd have put your mortgage on him kicking that goal.
But I think, Peter, big disappointment that game, the injury sustained by Barry McDermott.
That's right, it was a bad leg break, and I think unfortunate obviously for Leeds' title chances, but on a personal note, very sad for Barry, because I think he was a nailed on certainty for the Great Britain Test team at the end of the season. He was bitterly disappointed. It was a big blow to Leeds, but as I think McDermott would certainly have got in the Test team. He was probably the form prop in Great Britain, and it was a big loss.
Be given the chance to attack again from just inside their own half. Terry Newton skipping, dancing as Leroy Rivet, so Dean Bell using his substitute. And Rivet highly thought of at Leeds. Harris down the middle. And he paces Leroy Rivet. He's got a chance to show them in the remaining 15 or 20 minutes. Sheridan going forward, Halifax keeping the defensive line, but they're not moving forward, which is allowing Leeds
A bit of time to pass the ball about. Farrell continues it to Newton. This one's not rim, it's definitely Newton who's gone under the post. Leeds substitution. Perhaps inspired, places up for grabs. Throw from the back of the shirt, but Leeds with the advantage. Men over on this right hand side. Magnum, Harris goes for the try, and Harris gets it for Leeds. Collins, Sheridan, shows the dummy. Sheridan off towards the Halifax line. Leeds supporters cheering a little prematurely there. They might be able to this time. Crash ball, dummy runner, 2-1. And Graham Allroyd, against his hometown club, scores the try that brings Leeds back to within 2 points of Halifax. And Allroyd seal it for Leeds. There's not too much come out of the Leeds supporters tonight, but that one has brought out the loudest cheer for Allroyd. And it's gone right on the hooter. And Leeds have stolen a victory. Halifax contributing to turn victory into defeat again.
Well, a comprehensive victory over Salford at Headingley was followed by a trip to Warrington, and a game, I think, Damien, where we really had to tough it out that night.
Yes, a sign of the new Leeds. It wasn't a night for fancy football. It was something that called for mental toughness as well as physical toughness, and a few of the players certainly came of age. Adrian Morley had an outstanding game, but we also saw another side of Iestyn Harris, noted for his silky skills and great finishing. We saw a defensive ruggedness which probably hadn't been seen before.
Good driving from the big Leeds pop, but good defence again from Willie Swan and Richie Ayres. Ball picked up by Holroyd, looks for the way through, finds a gap now, comes across, gets the ball away to Gibson. There's a gap there and Gibson steps back into the field of players. Harris puts the hammer down, Collins again, Mercer, and that's good football from Leeds, keeping that ball alive. Sheridan then in at dummy half. We'll find Addison, he'll want the ball in his hand so close to the opposition line, goes through there, that's Gibson again, and Gibson steps when the gap looked the obvious route to take, up to the last tackle now, Harris again with the football. But Sheridan through a big gap there, Sheridan's in for the try, underneath the post, good play from Leeds, and Warrington will be disappointed because they've kept Leeds out, but they couldn't keep.
to drive forward. Goes at Warren Stevens, brought down 2-3 metres short. Wainwright signals for Warrington to come. Collins is going over, is he? He's in for a try, Wayne Collins. That's going to be a try. The in-goal judges, no problems. Over from dummy half. Great play there from Snoopy Collins.
Well done, it's Snoopy.
Great to see him back in the game. Justin Harris. Puts Adrian Morley through a gap and he's got Marvin Golden with him. And Golden, has he got the legs to go? Foster's chasing him. Great defence there from Mark Forster. And holding down underneath the post. And that's good defence from Warrington there. Really, Golden should have scored that try. He's trying to go again, Marvin Golden. He hasn't got the strength to go over from there. It was a great ball from Harris that put Morley away. And Leeds should have something here if Harris can get the ball out far enough. Holroyd, that's for Philosan. Philosan's over for the try. That's going to be a try to Leeds.
So it was back to World Club Championship action for Leeds when Adelaide Rams and North Queensland made the return trips to Headingley. And Damien, a sensational night against Adelaide Rams and a disappointing defeat against Queensland, but really set the British game alive, I think, that Friday against Adelaide.
It did. It was a major decision by both Dean and myself to change the way we played the game. We'd found that the predictability that we'd taken with us to Australia had counted against us. So when we came across Adelaide at home Friday night, which I suppose no one who was there will ever forget, we completely changed the way we played, introduced lots of new moves, which took Adelaide by surprise, the crowd by surprise, but paid dividends for us.
I think Peter Smith, one memorable try from Paul Sterling, which the Yorkshire Evening Post had a poll on, which was voted the best try ever, individual try certainly ever seen at Headingley.
That's right, Paul Sterling's try when he went the length of the field, cut infield, cut out again, down the touchline and over in the corner, was certainly the best individual try I've ever seen. And we didn't, when we ran the survey in the Evening Post, we didn't find too many people arguing with the fact that it was the best individual try ever seen at Headingley. I think you've got to take, not only was it a brilliant try, but take into context the game, the state of the game at the time. The opposition had just scored and were getting back into it. The fact that it was against an Australian team and by a winger who had been certainly a gamble by Leeds to sign just a few months previously, and it was a gettable effort. And I think people, in 50 years' time, people will still talk about Paul Sterling's try against the Adelaide Rams.
He's opened his mouth once and lost 10 metres. I don't think he's going to do it again. Harris with that rubber kick through. Now we're on for speed. This is Damien Gibson. Touchdown. Brilliant. Gibson. Harris, the chip through. There's a first opening Yestin Harris has been given. And so unfortunately was pulled back, I think, by his ankle straps. This is Harris, good stringing pass by Harris, that's a trademark of his life. This is Hassan where he's dangerous. I said in the first half, and it's another try for the Rhinos. Great try. I said in the first half, that is where Hassan is at his most dangerous. I don't think it's a case of holding on for the Leeds Rhinos. You don't hold on against Australians, you basically keep going forward and try to score. Is it Sterling? What a good run from him. That is a tremendous run, and he's fast as well. Look at this man go. That is an absolutely superb run, and Sterling has run nearly the length of the field for one of the tries of the season. It must be one of the tries of the World Club Championship. That is absolutely superb. There you are, not even time for the scrum down, and the Leeds Rhinos have done it. Won here a famous victory, and remember that Sterling try forever, because I will. 22 points to 14, well done indeed to the Leeds Rhinos.
Well, Damien, I think that if it was a bit of a gamble to sign Paul Sterling, he certainly repaid the faith that Gary Hetherington showed in him this season.
He certainly has. He freshness to his approach, which belies his age. But if you consider that he's only had a short time in rugby league, so he's still eager and willing to learn, always available to take on new ideas, and tries his best to take the coach's instructions onto the field. And he's a pleasure to work with.
Himself, good defence through the dummy there, and for a moment it looked like he'd got through. Marcella, back to Sheridan. Sheridan's ball is hesitant and eventually brings Morley onto the charge. Morley's ball is back for Collins. Collins going forward. And the knock on there, so Leeds will have 6 more tackles. And they'll be lucky if they get something from here, because that was a woeful attempt of a pass from Collins. But it's right under the North Queensland sticks now. Masella going for the line. Oh, great defence bringing him down just a metre short. Struggles to get to his feet. Mercer, he'll dive over from dummy half, will he? And what's the referee awarding now? He's going to check. It looked to me almost as though Gary Mercer had the ball stolen from him there, Phil.
I'd like to see the that one, but it looked as though he was in the process of getting the ball down.
It'd be interesting to see whether there was only one man on him or two.
Probably hasn't got it in his box of tricks.
Penalty try, well, we've seen one now. The ball stolen over the line, and that's just a good start for Leeds there. Looking to play the football. Sterling back to Harris. Harris bringing the ball back, goes himself. Steps, gets it back to Collins. Collins, this time from Masella. Masella round the back door for Matthew. Matthew's going now. There could be something here for Leeds if they can get the ball out. Sonny Newton, have they got to go, Leeds? Puts the ball away to Golden. Golden's cutting inside. Has he got the legs? Golden is held up a metre short. One or two Leeds supporters thinking that the try had been scored then. It hadn't. That's Pilasan. It has now, has it? Oh, still held a metre short there. Harris. And again, Leeds struggling on the last tackle now. They really need to score. They need to move that ball out to the far side. Sterling gets back across his wing. That's a long pass out there. Sterling's on. He got the... Well, they've made a pig's ear of that, Leeds. Morley's in for the try. That's what Leeds wanted. And that's the best attack Leeds have put together. And Morley goes over for the try. But if I was Anthony Farrell, I'd just take the tackle. That he does now, because he has to do. There goes the hooter, and merciful as far as the Rhinos are concerned. It's all over. It was 8-18 at half-time, and it was 54 minutes before the try was scored, and it was Leeds who scored it through Adrian Morley. In fact, the referee's given a penalty there, and Leeds running the football. Well, this is an absolute farce. Leroy Rivett kicks ahead. The ball goes out, and the hooter goes again for the second time. And really, there was absolutely no need for that at all, Phil.
Well, if Adelaide Rams had been the icing on the cake, I think it was a bit of a disappointment when we came up against North Queensland. Well in the game until half-time, but really I think just the ultimate professionalism of the Australians saw them through in the end.
That's right. It was very much after the Lord Mayor's show. The hype that followed the Adelaide game, it was always going to be difficult to lift the side to give that sort of performance again. And although we were well in the game until just after half-time, as you said, the professionalism and the superior fitness of the Cowboys took over, and they ran away with the game in the end.
And Collins taps the football now. Brings on man in Masella. Masella running up to the 20-metre mark. Good driving from Leeds. Collins again. And Gavin Brown certainly played well enough tonight. Certainly not overawed. The game was never made for him to be a star. But this one anyway. Golden's busting through one tackle. And another, and he gets over the line. So Leeds at last have something to cheer. And at last they've managed to hold the ball for a reasonable set of tackles, and Golden's gone over out wide to give Leeds renewed hope at the beginning of this second half. And they certainly deserved it this season. A tremendous performance from the Bulls all season. And for the Rhinos runs back. It looks like the last tackle as it Leeds kick forward downfield. Spruce can knock the ball dead. That'll be the hooter with it. There goes the hooter. That's the game over. 22 points to 8. As I said before, probably a lot of Leeds supporters would settle for that after last season's 50-point scrubbings. The Leeds have been comprehensively outplayed by the Bradford Bulls. 14-2 it was at half-time. Leeds hit back with a Marvin Golden try in 45 minutes. And again, Damien Rath, a game that really we should have won. We lost 8 points to 22, but if Leeds had taken the chances that day, we could have really gone some places.
That's right. Again, a measure of how far we come. You could put down Bradford's point scoring to Leeds' mistakes. And really, as you said, it was a game that we could and should have won. And maybe 12 months down the track, I don't think we'll fall into the same trap that we did that night.
And a good atmosphere for the return game, Peter.
Yes, as is often the case now. Odsall's a great place to go and watch summer rugby league. Obviously, from a Leeds point of view, it's going to be a better place to go in a couple of years when Leeds have a team to match the Bulls. But we've said already that Leeds are getting there. The gap is narrowing. It's just Leeds are probably a couple of players short now of being able to take Bradford Bulls on. But the gap narrowed all season. Leeds improved in each game against Bradford.
From Gavin Brown, there was nothing on, so he held on to the ball. He didn't throw out a risky or panic pass.
Yestin Harris then runs some dummy half, finds Collins. Collins just takes play again into the 20-metre mark. Middle of the field. Leeds really need to score in this set of 6. Chances will be running out as the game progresses. Harris again looking to run across the face of the post, puts it down now. He's just taking it a bit nearer. It's 15 metres now. Collins at dummy half finds Gavin Brown. In fact, he misses him out, finds Andy Hay. Andy Hay puts the hammer down, dummy scores himself and gets over for a try from Andy Hay. That's as good as I've seen Andy Hay play tonight, this Phil. That was a great try. Forced his way over there. Away feverishly now into the 20-metre mark with Martin Marcella. But good defence from London. They certainly are an organised team in the defensive.
It's a simple plan, but they do it well.
Harris again looks to put Newton through the gap. Gets the ball away to Hay. That's great play from Leeds. 8 metres short now. Hay tackle. Newton's had a bang in the tackle. He's back on his feet. Harris is out on the short side, moving the ball through the hands. And Sterling into the corner. It's that man Graham Allroyd who's just come on the field. Lovely ball out there to Paul Sterling. Sterling over in the corner.
And finally, Leeds managed to capitalise on a good spell of pressure there.
Using it Allroyd to switch the play. Brings Faddle onto the burst. If Leeds could get a try now, it really would lift their spirits. It would mean London would have to score twice. Allroyd again. This time it's out for Blackmore. Blackmore's in at the corner. Another ball from Allroyd. To look at the television. That's a try. Another Allroyd work in the Oracle. Will take the ball forward. That was a great tackle on Jamie Field, but look at him go. Great run there, 20 metres there from Jamie Field, up the north stand side. Marcella now carries the charge on, spinning in the tackle. Henry Polestar, Philisan comes off, Francis Cummins comes on. Allroyd, long ball out there for Andy Hay. Andy Hay will just put the hammer down. Oh, and he's away, Andy Hay. Oh, and he's away, he's in for another try. He's going to come round under the post, he does indeed. Oh, what a class try there, lovely ball again from Allroyd.
Yeah, fantastic. Great ball, and we're saying that Hayes probably had his best game in Leeds colours. Out wide again, shimmy
past. The tackle there from Josh White, who's obviously getting rattled now. And Harris is through the gap, up the middle of the field. Harris, he'll have to go himself. Gets the ball out to Sterling. Sterling's in for another try. Well, that's definitely the game. London have folded.
Vintage Leeds play, really. And Yestin Harris pushed away Terry Matheson as though he wasn't there.
And again, London could have no bones about the penalty, holding down in the tackle.
Well, I think there probably will be complaints, because there always are, but I honestly can't see any tonight.
No, it's...
I mean, they haven't been penalised for being offside, and they've been perilously close to that. So, again, I think 11-2. Normally one side isn't 5 times as bad as the other, but I think Leeds have just been extremely well disciplined tonight.
Yes, after last week, that's good to see. Allroyd puts a hammer down now. Gets the ball away to Harris. Harris is sailing in under the post. Allroyd, every pass Allroyd puts in, he sends somebody in for a try at the moment. Great break there from Allroyd.
Allroyd shimmying away from the cover and then
Dean Bell, happy looking Dean Bell. Well, as happy as Dean Bell ever looks. And Allroyd's in at the tackle. There goes a Hooder. Great victory from Leeds. 14-2 the penalty, 7-5 the scrums to the Rhinos. What a tremendous night for everyone here at Headingley.
Without doubt, it was the best all-round performance that the team put together. We defended so strongly for a majority of the game. I don't think London broke our line more than once. And then when we really finished them off, we scored some top-quality tries which were worth their weight in gold.
Yeah, and a great performance from a substitute, Graham Allroyd.
Yes, as often was the case during the season, Graham came on and performed so well that it made you wonder why he wasn't in the team week in, week out. And his link with Yestin Harris for a magical 10 or 15 minutes was absolutely superb.
In your opinion, Peter, the best performance of the Super League of the season?
No, certainly yes. I think on that showing Leeds would probably beat anybody in the Super League, and that includes Bradford Bulls. It was as near faultless as you're likely to get. Superb defence and some tremendous tries in attack, and London, who were the second best team at the end of the season, were completely and utterly outclassed, and it made up to a large degree for the big disappointment down at the Stoop earlier in the year.
Stop that. The Sheffield player interfering with play. Sterling couldn't play the ball, and there should be something here for Leeds if they can get the ball out. Gibson. Hassan comes back inside. He's going for the line. Has he got over? He's over for the try. Good play there from Leeds. And really, there was plenty of room on the outside there if Leeds could have moved the ball, but Hassan took the right option.
Yeah, just what was needed there. Leeds needed to take advantage.
Golden finds Harris again, not the best of passes. And now Allroyd over on this side of the field. That's the north stand side of the field. Andy here, inside ball for Blackmore. Try time for Leeds. Blackmore puts the ball down. Great ball there from Allroyd to Andy here, and Andy here back inside for Richie Blackmore.
Yeah, great try from Richie Blackmore. Again though, long passes from...
Harris takes the ball forward and it's to Holroyd. Holroyd's ball is for Blackmore. Blackmore now has his space to work in. He can't get out of the tackle. Gets it back to Holroyd. Holroyd, great ball back inside to Harris. Harris for Farrell to Sterling. Sterling, that's going to be a try. And Sterling should have the legs to go under the post and make the kick up on Hardy. Well, that try came out of nothing, and so often we've seen that happen, Phil, over the years. Where a bit of a poor pass. Harris has put the football down, has he? That's going to be a try. Well, really, it looked to me as though Harris had knocked on there.
Well, I can't believe Robert Connolly has put his hands up to go to the screen.
People are already saying that we got the fourth place wrapped up, and I think the players subconsciously took that on board, and really we gave a dreadful performance that night. And although we were beaten in the last minute, it was a game that we were always in control of but never really put to bed.
And obviously, do you think it was just down to complacency among the players?
Oh, absolutely. We obviously video the game time and time again to look for our mistakes, and it just seemed that we accepted that we'd win, and the players sat back on their laurels and just thought it was going to happen, and they were given a rude awakening, which maybe in the long run wasn't such a bad thing.
Yes, Harris just looking to drop off to Andy Farrell. Anthony Farrell back again to Newton. Newton gets the ball away to Gibson. The Leeds persisting in driving down the middle, not looking to move the ball. Now they spin it wide through Harris. Here takes the ball, Blackmore. That's a try to Leeds, is it? That's the first try to Leeds, and really that came straight away after the St Helens had tapped the football. So Leeds at last get on the scoreboard. Good try to Blackmore. So there certainly Newton's head went filing back. Oh, well, that's a disgraceful tackle from Golding, and I think Golding's off the field for this one. He's got to go, Bobby Golding. Really no argument there on a blatant stiff arm on Jamie Matthew out on the field, and really Golding, what a shame for the lad, just coming straight back. But really, when you don't attempt that sort of tackle, there's only one thing you've got to do, and you've got to go from the field, and he's got the pace to do it. Good defence from Hammond. Harris now, short balls for Sinfield. Sinfield's away. Sinfield's got Rivette with him. Can he get the ball into him? Rivette, has he got the legs? He's got the legs, he's right, Rivette, and he's going down for the try. Great try from Leeds. Super play there from Justin Harris and Kevin Sinfield. He timed his pass to perfection for the youngster. A lot of youngsters in this Leeds side. And a great try there to Leroy Rivette. Took the pace. I thought he was... Leeds move the ball out through the hands of Harris. Harris, long ball out there for Blackmore. Blackmore stepping inside. Is he over for the try? He's over for the try. The touch judge is in there, the in-goal judge. The referee points, and Blackmore's got himself over in the corner. So Leeds travel to Wigan for the last Super League game of the season, needing to keep them in the top four place. I think, Damien McGrath, that Henry Paul, who'd had a pretty dire season since he came back from a stint with Bath, certainly turned the screw on Leeds that day.
He did, along with all his colleagues. It just seemed that we caught Wigan at the wrong time. They'd just been to Odsal and inflicted a sensational defeat on the champions, the Bulls, and it just happened that we met them next, and they were on fire, and Henry Paul in particular, after a disappointing year, really showed us what he can do, and unfortunately we suffered the consequences.
Long ball out there for Farrell, who powers his way towards the line, gets the ball back to Fleary. Harris. Morley again, can he straighten up this time and go for the post? He can, but again that marvellous Wigan defence comes over and knocks him down. 3 men in at the tackle, last tackle coming up. Leeds can move the ball to their left. This time it's for Holroyd. Surely Leeds will have some for Rivett in the corner. Yes, that's a try to Leeds. That's something to cheer about for the Rhinos fans who've come over tonight. Good football from Holroyd. And Rivett goes over in the corner. The Leeds will wait for the kick-off. 38 points to 4. There goes a holder, and mercifully for the Rhinos, it's all over. A disastrous night for them. Wigan will be happy. They'll at 22-0 at half-time. In the second half, when the 53rd. So Leeds then had to settle for 5th place in Super League 2. Damien, do you think that was probably about right at the end of the season?
Yes, many pundits at the beginning of the year were writing us off maybe 6th, 7th and 8th in many of the polls that were taken. I think both Dean and I would have been happy with 5th if we'd have been given a chance at the beginning of the year. However, after the many encouraging games, it was a little bit of a disappointment to slip right at the death and drop from 2nd as we'd run all year to 3rd and then ultimately to 5th.
A much better campaign to report on, Peter.
Oh, absolutely, yes. The disappointment was the way the league season finished. 3 defeats was very disappointing after the good earlier run in the season. But as Damien said, I think most people would have settled for 5th at the start of the campaign. And 5th was a creditable achievement after finishing 3rd from bottom the previous year.
And Marlow plays the football, goes back this time for Goodwin to put the kick in. He tries to split the winger and the full-back. He can't do that. Leroy Rivet got a lot of pace, looking to step his way through now, and he stayed up the middle of the field. Rivet, great run there, beat the first wave of defence up to 35 metre mark from his own quarter. That's good running.
Very silky run there from Leroy Rivet.
Phil Hassan trying to get on the outside of his marker. Ooh, and almost there. Gets the ball back inside. Good play there from Hassan. Spotted he was going in a touch. Lawford. Oh, Lawford's away. That's going to be a try. I don't think anybody will catch Dean Lawford. He's Lawford, and he's going over for a try. I think that's his first for the Rhinos.
Only made one mistake there, Dean Lawford. Did a lot of things right. His only mistake was to wave to the crowd before he'd actually put the ball down. Lawford did well from acting half-back there.
There's a gap there. If Marcella can get the ball away, he's got it away to Cummins. Has he got the legs, Francis Cummins? It's a while since he scored for Leeds. And he's in for the try, just what we wanted just before half-time. Try to Francis Cummins, and all did well there from Dean Lawford.
Great gather from Dean Lawford.
Oldham certainly put on a lot of weight when he was here. In fact, he was referred to by the Leeds players as Stevie Pitchford when he was playing at Headingley. Cancelon then takes the ball this time. That's better play, and Marcella's going forward.
And that was before we had McDonald's.
Yes, and he's through there. And Marcella, and he's going for the line, Marcella. He's going to score a try this time. There's no holding him back. He's absolutely delighted with that man in Marcella. And he deserved that. He run 30 metres there, beat 3 men. This time finds Allroyd. Allroyd's ball's for Harris. Harris inside ball, and there's a gap there for Newton. And Newton's away. He's got men outside him and men inside him. He'll take the tackle, will Teddy Newton.
He did well though, because the support had just gone.
Rivet goes himself from dummy half. Still going Leroy Rivet, chopping, moving, diving. Is he going to go for a try? He's in for a try. Tremendous pace there from Leroy Rivet, and we expected him to score one, and he has done.
And that's
David Jones. Harris puts Fleary through the gap. Fleary going for the line, and he scored a try.
And he'll be pleased about that. Ran onto the ball with power and pace. The timing of the run. And that's
another
the thing with Yestin
long
Harris.
kick, but it's just found Damien Gibson waiting for it. Gibson runs forward.
And certainly the running of Gibson, and here he goes.
Oh, that's great running from Damien Gibson. I don't think he's going to have the legs. But Allroyd certainly will, and he'll go for the try. Great run from Damien Gibson. And a great try at the end there from Graham Holroyd.
A great run.
And this again finds Holroyd. Holroyd inside ball and throw away, and that's going to be a try to Teddy Newton. And he comes back under the post as well. Class play there from Teddy Newton. A good ball from Holroyd.
Deserves it though, Terry Newton. Great try. He's had a good game.
And Blackmore cuts back inside. Runs to the post. That's an easiest try he'll score in his entire career.
Gaping hole there for Richie Blackmore from really 25 metres.
Leeds need to look to open up the defence. A good short ball, Blackmore. Great ball for Cummins. And Cummins is in there for the try. Yes, that's a try to Francis Cummins. Lovely ball there from Richie Blackmore. Put Francis Cummins over for the try. Cancelon now, finding Lawford. Lawford looked to drop off for Matthew. That's good play, and Matthew's away. Gets the ball back to Lawford. And Lawford going himself. But he's well tracked there. Cantillon, has he got the legs? Cantillon. He's going on for a try. That's a try to the Rhinos. Good run there, good play. And poor attacking from Leeds. Matthew again, this time it's for Cummins. Cummins is in at the corner. He is. Well, a poor attack from Leeds, and it gets a try to Rivet in the corner. Blackmore, this time it's inside for Mercer. Mercer's ball's for Allroyd again. Puts a little kick through. And that's a try. What's the referee decided? Are we going to have to go to the big screen, or are we going to award the try? They've awarded the try, and it's Francis Cummins going over for Leeds. He just sorted it out there. 11 seconds on the clock. As Marcella notice. And just about sums the Leeds night up. And there goes the holder. That's the end of the game. And we can go through 38 points to 22 and another nightmare at Central Park for Leeds. It only needs Freddie to be here, and it really has been another nightmare for Leeds. They've struggled to contain Andy Farrell. They can't contain it.
So Leeds ultimately finishing the season then on a disappointing note. But I think, Damien, that things are already for a bright future at Leeds.
Yes, this is very much the new Leeds, where we're looking to build for the future, and success will come after a period of bedding in. Last year was very much that. We decided to put into place a number of young players surrounded by a bit of experience to set the club off on the right foot. And already with a new coach in the pipeline and several new signings to come, we really feel that next year we'll be right up there at the very pinnacle.
And Peter, I think you can look back on a season of where Leeds did improve, and you're looking for a big season from them next year.
That's right, yes. The pressure's going to be on Leeds a little bit in this coming season. The season that's just gone, 1997, no one expected Leeds to do very much. Leeds exceeded expectations. This year the pressure will be back on a bit, but I'm sure that the team can rise to the challenge. There are some real quality players at Headingley. People like Kevin Sinfield we've talked about, in Adrian Morley. Leeds have probably the outstanding young forward talentry, and there are plenty of more players coming through, and this is a Leeds team that really can go places.
So 1997 then, a holding season as far as Leeds were concerned. Some much better performances than the previous year, and also some top class pre-match entertainment at Headingley. Just watch out for Leeds in 1998.